Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Thursday. It is also MLB opening day, which is probably what a lot of you guys are excited for. I already posted a video, a couple videos back yesterday, so you can check that out if you're going to be playing baseball today. It starts at 4 o'clock on DraftKings and like 1 o'clock on FanDuel. Let's go ahead and talk about this NBA slate. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. NBA is going to be a bit in flux until the end of the regular season, with teams just resting players now, and the teams like the Lakers that are just got eliminated. You'll probably not see LeBron, Westbrook, and Davis, at least today, probably for the rest of the year. I mean, why would they play those guys, especially Davis and LeBron, two guys that have battled injuries, and we know Davis is made of glass. He's very easy to get hurt again. So might as well make sure that doesn't happen until next year. Let's go ahead and get started with the point guard picks. We have James Harden as your most expensive guy. DeJounte Murray is still out, but good news for them and him. This team was still able to secure a spot in the play-in because the Lakers kept losing. Even without Murray the last couple of games, they secured that play-in spot. Harden at 10-2 is not something I'm looking at too much. Maybe if we get some more news on the slate, we get some better value, we can get up to him. But Harden, he's not really done much since he's been a Sixer. He's had a couple of good games, but overall, it's been pretty disappointing fantasy-wise. We have LaMelo at 92, something I'll probably not get to either. Now, he's playing decent minutes. We saw a stretch where he wasn't playing much, more than like 30, 32 minutes. Does give you a lot of assist upside, which he has been showing off recently. The price tag is up, but he's had some decent games, so I don't mind it. I don't think I'll go up with either of those guys at point guard. We have Ja Morant, who probably will be back soon. He doesn't at least have the out tag yet, so we'll take a wait and see approach on Ja Morant. If he's in, I don't think I will pay $10K for him in his first game back. Don't think they'll push him too much, especially with the playoffs right around the corner. One guy that you can plug in is Jordan Poole, because the Warriors are still in the mix for like some seeding situation last few games in the West, and Poole has just been their best player since Steph Curry has gone down in terms of just being able to put the ball in the basket at a consistent basis, as well as contribute with the rebounding, with the assist. Just been doing a bit of everything. So I like Poole, even though he is expensive at 85. We could see the Pelicans rest their starters today, now that they secured their spot in the play-in. I think they might still want to fight for seeding, but wouldn't be shocking. Going up against the Blazers, I mean, they probably could win easily, even without McCollum and Ingram, and maybe Valanciunas. Going with the 6K range, you have Russell, who looks good at only $6,800. He has been putting up good fantasy points recently. The minutes have been there. Last game was a blowout, so he didn't play much more than 29, but in close games, we're seeing him play 35 to 37. So at that price tag, you can make a case. And then we'll see about Brandon Williams. If he's out, then we can go to Chris Dunn again. Malik Monk, if there's no big three, quote unquote, then Monk should start and play a good amount of minutes. This price tag definitely looks reasonable. 4K range, we saw Suggs back. He only played 18 minutes, so I don't think they're going to push Suggs at the end of the year now. But he could probably get up to 24, 25. And last guy you have a point guard is Chris Dunn if he's starting, but I'm going to go with Trey Jones, who continues to put up good fantasy points, double-double candidate without Murray. And even though he doesn't take a ton of shots, he's pretty efficient when he does take the shots, and he takes smart shots. So the three-point shooting isn't great, but he still gets to the basket and can hit his twos and get you some peripheral stats. Over at shooting guard, we have Harden as your main pay-up. Not super interested. Jaylen Brown's price tag has come up, so we could see the Celtics also rest some of these guys on a back-to-back. So we'll probably get a lot of news coming into this afternoon. But some guys that we can kind of pencil in right now are the ones where we kind of know that the Lakers are probably not going to play their starters. So with some value that we can look to on the Lakers side would be kind of like Taylor Horton-Tucker as a value at 42. He looks better than Reeves just because if they're without all three, then Horton-Tucker might be in the starting lineup, and we could see him get like 30 minutes or so. They still have a lot of bodies that they can throw in there, but don't mind getting the Horton-Tucker at his price. Small forward, You have Giannis as your pay up. He's over 12K. Not the easiest matchup at all against the Celtics. Hasn't done great against them this year. Only 49 in 2 games. So I might look to get to see other guys in the mid-range, or it's going to depend on the news that we get throughout the day. But one value piece that we have is Easy Brazdeikis from the Magic. He's been getting the minutes and starting last few games without Franz Wagner, and he should be in the starting lineup again as Wagner's out for the rest of the year, I believe. So at this price tag, if you get him for 36, 37 minutes like he did the last couple of games, this does give you upside for 7 to 8, maybe 10x. Power forward, Siakam looks pretty good at 95 against Philly. We have Jaren Jackson had a good game against Denver. You can go back to him if you wanted to. At 73, his price has come up, but once again, not the biggest slate, so we have a lot of options. One value piece that we can look to is like Stanley Johnson from the Lakers side if we wanted to at 37. Over at center, be able to get up to Jokic. I like him more than Giannis today. If I just had to pick one, he continues to put up high 70s fantasy points, or just even 70 is good at this price tag. He hasn't dropped below 70 in like 6 games, and playing big minutes as well. I mean, they lost by 19, and he still played 40 minutes, so they're still putting him out there as they're fighting for, some seeding in the West. So these are 5 pieces I like right now, and then last guy I'll plug in is Malik Monk. Just put him in the utility spot. If he's starting, he looks good. If they don't have the big 3, should be kind of a high-scoring game against the Warriors. At least if the Lakers can manage to score, the Warriors should be able to put up points against this bad Lakers defense. So that's it for right now. I'm sure we'll get some changes throughout the day. Let's go ahead and look at FanDuel. All right, on FanDuel point guard picks, we have LaMelo at 9K. Looks pretty good. If Ja Morant does play today at 86, he looks a lot better than he does on DraftKings. It'll be a nice option. Like Jordan Poole at 83 as my main kind of pay-up option here. Russell looks good. His price tag was super cheap on FanDuel the last couple of games, and they finally bumped him up to 68. Tyus Jones looks good on both sides if there is no Ja Morant. But I'm going to go with Trey Jones once again, just to plug him in. Over at shooting guard, Harden, below 10K, but that's probably where he deserves to be. I like Jordan Poole. Save some more money, give you similar upside. I mean, Poole has shown upside in the 50s and 60s. Recently, if he gets red hot, which he has been, shooting the ball really well, and he does contribute with the rebounding and the assists. So at this price tag against the Lakers, really think you can go to him. Other options are D'Angelo Russell is 68, Rozier is 67, Monk at 57, Barton is affordable enough at 54, Gary Trent, depending on OG news, he looks good anyways, and Taylor Horton-Tucker at 42. Over at small forward, we can probably get to Giannis as well if we wanted to. Do a double stack with expensive studs with him and Jokic. Mid-range, we have Ingram if he's in at 83. We have Keldon Johnson has been playing well without Murray, but 71 isn't a great price tag that I'm dying to get to. 5K range, Gary Trent looks fine. I think we can plug in a value piece here in Brazdeikis on both sides. $4,200 for a guy that's probably going to play over 35 minutes once again. Over at power forward, get to Giannis at 11-2. Don't think LeBron will play. Don't think Davis will play. So you're basically picking between Giannis and Siakam as your pay-ups. Mid-range, you have Jaren Jackson at 67. Just dominated this Denver team already. And at this price tag, it looks super appealing. And then we have, maybe you can look like Jackson Hayes and Hernan Gomez, but that's going to depend on the Valanciunas news. He sat out last game. Could miss again today. If he does, then you can go to those guys. And then at center, plugging in Jokic. Like Jokic more than Embiid. Embiid's been doing really well the last couple of games, but he went off against Markkanen. Basically, they were closing against the Sixers with Lauri Markkanen in the fourth quarter, and then last game he went off against the Pacers, and they're relatively young and unheralded front court with like Isaiah Jackson and some of those whoever they threw out there. But love Jokic. Second guy would be Embiid, and then Cat at 89, and then that's those guys. If we do get no Valanciunas, then you're going to be looking at Hernan Gomez at 46, but I probably look to him at power forward because I still want to get to Jokic. And that's about it for the video. Best of luck tonight. Good luck with MLB opening day. If you're playing, you can check out the website and all that stuff if you want to join. And I will see you all next time.